I'd like to play the devil's advocate here for a minute. So there's all sorts of tools out there. This is one tool. Conversion Associates is one tool. There's lots of tools out there for evaluating web analytics and trying to make your advertising more targeted and more effective. But the fundamental problem that I think is happening is that the entire model is really shifting. You know, an outfit like the Globe has this giant printing press that's got paper running through it and trucks that are delivering that paper physically to people. It's very expensive, and as information becomes digital, the cost of distributing that information goes close to zero. And that's what the Globe is competing with. So if they don't change their fundamental business model, they can't have a cost structure that can possibly be competitive. The same thing applies to advertising. As advertising becomes digital, the cost to deliver ads to whoever goes to zero. And then we all get so inundated with advertising messages that we just tune them out, or we put ad blockers up, or we do whatever it takes to get our lives back from this blast of marketing information that's now free to deliver to people. So these are the real issues that I think are facing brands, that are facing the media. It's that having this digital world where distribution of information goes to free changes everything. It changes all of the models. And this is, you know, if you go to business school, you go to one of these business strategy courses, and they show you all the curves with the S-curves and the technology diffusion curves and all that stuff. All of this is very predictable. It's happened over history many, many times. At South by Southwest, Clay Shirky had a talk where he talked about what happened to the scribes when the printing press was invented. Well, what happened to the scribes when the printing press was invented is exactly what's happening to the people who own printing presses today. So,
didn't the scribes just start typing?
Well, the scribes went away. Their guilds and
but the need to speak stayed.
Yeah.
And this is my so.
And I think the point is that we are in a paradigm shift, and it is changing, and it's what we do with the information that's available to us and how we use it. And I know my firm's a prime example of we're learning how to use it better.
Sure. Let me take this. I totally agree with you on the first point about you know, yes, all these paid, you know, the overhead costs. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. This is why I think that they're at a golden age point, because you can get rid of, you know, soon all of this. Paper costs, distribution, all of this type of stuff. Distribution doesn't go down to zero totally, because to create the value for the ads, think about Google for a second. To create the value to the ad, the model with Google is that because it's based on keywords and because it's an auction, it sets up that the best, and you know, I'm sure there'll be more improvements later, but the whole idea is that because they also add performance to the ad that gets clicked on most. The reason that they basically put a kind of a page rank to the ad was based in their idea of their core business model, which is to make it the best experiences possible for a user. So their idea was the ads that get clicked on most is basically a survey of utility. So that the ad, if you think of a scale of the ad becoming from an interrupt and slowly moving towards informative, and that's the goal that you have to do as a digital publisher, and that's, I think, an area where there's a lot, and if you go to South by Southwest, a lot of new investment in technology is in content display advertising and systems and algorithms that are going to make that more accurate to what's on the page, or lots of kind of demographic types of things, and seeing where you have been, so that you're getting, you know, something that is seen as less interruptive. Now, I think you pass through that looking glass and you get over to where I feel like I'm being watched everywhere else, and it's a little spooky. I think, you know, there's some lines to that, you know, but the cost is where I don't think they're spending their money, and and I would contend that they should with an investment or something. But is to two things: is number one, can you build a sales platform, a technological system to sell ads, so that you can reduce your sales force? You know, that was one of the things of Google AdWords. It was you know, there was no sales force. Number two is generating enough software and technology investments so that you can really get the media and advertising serving match. And I think what's really hurt the publishers online especially are these ad networks that not only do they, you know, you're beholden to their ability to place ads on you, but you also lose the relationship with the client. And I think that that everybody loses there.